Hi, I'm Phillips. Welcome to my tiling trade tips. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set out, prepare and lay large format tiles or outdoor slabs onto a concrete base. So these are the outdoor slabs that I'm going to be using. They're from the hard blue grey range. They're 600mm square, 20mm thick, and they come in two different patterns. One with a pattern on like this, which I'm going to be using in the centre, and then also a plainer one, which I'll use for my border right the way around the outside edge. The general rule of thumb when you're tiling a floor will be to find your very centre point for a measure on either side of the wall. Put a string line down and then you can work out how many tiles work off the string line either side, and that'll give you a balanced cut one side on the other that'll look symmetric and nice on the eye. Now I'm ready to mix my adhesive. Don't forget your PPE. I'm using a Caraqui rapid set flexible cement based powder adhesive, which is mixed with cold clean water. It's suitable for ceramic, porcelain, glass tiles, mosaics and natural stone tiles and slabs. So with these being 600mm square tiles, I'm just laying enough adhesive down to cover two of them, 1200mm in length and about 600mm in wide. So I spread that across with a normal trowel, and then I take my notch trowel and I start to scrape that across there and spread that adhesive out more evenly. You'll find you'll lift some more of this off as you comb the notch trowel through. Okay, so now I'm going to place the first tile down. Remember, they are 20mm thick, so they are quite heavy. Now, sometimes some fitters prefer to butter the back, and some manufacturers say it should have the back buttered with tile adhesive, and some manufacturers don't. So on this particular one, I'm just putting a very, very thin layer, a smooth thin layer across this tile, just as a bit of belt and braces really. And I'm going to lift this and lay it just more or less up to that string line there. Now, if you happen to have drains in there, of course you're going to have to check your levels, that it is going to run into the actual drain itself. And if you're happy with this, go straight onto the second tile and then continue one full row nice and tight on your string line, checking that it's level at all times. Then you can start your second course, spreading the adhesive and combing it through. Now, as you can see, I'm using a leveling system. If you haven't used one of these before, certainly on large tiles, they're worth their weight in gold. Real simple how they work. These are the leveling clips. They go on the underside of the two tiles, and then you have a leveling wedge which slides underneath. So this tile is fixed into position. I've combed my adhesive there. I'm going to place them. I'm actually using 3 of them, just generally because the size and the weight of these outdoor slabs. One in the corner, one in the centre, and one in the opposite corner there. And now I'll place it down very gently on top of the clips. A gentle little tap down either with your hand or a rubber mallet if you have one. And then I take my wedges, wedge them through that gap there, get them in as tight as you can, just with your hands, and then you have the leveling tool which hooks on the back end, and as you put the pressure and squeeze that in, I can feel that tile just start to rise a little bit, and it's bringing it flush with this one on here. And that should be nice and level now. The hard blue range is available in 4 colour variants: grey, dark grey, graphite and white. There's also 3 accompanying décor style tiles available which can be mixed. So as you can see on all of these tiles, I've been applying a small thin amount of tile adhesive along the back. It's only a couple of millimeters thick, nice and smooth, and of course combing the base out where they're going to be fixed. Now most manufacturers recommend, if they're 600 millimeters square or larger, to do this, but do check with tile mounting on whatever size tiles you buy, because it can also differ a little bit depending on what adhesive you're using and what base you're actually going down on as well. So I've got my adhesive there combed out using my 12 millimeter notch trowel, and now I'm just going to place that down into position there. So now this area has had 24 hours to completely dry. I can walk on the tiles no problem, and I can start to remove all of my wedges and actually snap off the actual clips. Sometimes they can be a little bit tricky, sometimes they come out a bit easier than others. And once you've got them all out, you're ready to start doing the cuts around all 4 edges. As for my cuts, I prefer to cut a stock pile first and line them all up exactly where they're going to be installed. So I start off by taking my measurements from the actual wall edge or the drain edge to the existing tile that's already fixed and dried into position. Then deduct that by 10 millimeters. Mark that on your tile, and then you can start cutting them. There's a number of different ways of cutting them. I'm using a wet electric tile cutter with a diamond tip blade that applies water to the blade whilst it's being cut to keep it cool. Alternatively, you can use a circular saw or a 9-inch grinder. Once you've cut a stock pile, you're ready to start installing them. I'm starting at one end of the patio where the slabs have been installed using the rapid set adhesive, combing it out at 12 millimeters in depth. You can lay them just the same as you're laying the main slabs, using your leveling system by putting your clips in place and then squeezing the plastic wedges into position. Then I did the same on the top and the opposite side of the patio until I completely installed all the pre-cut tiles. So this is my final tile, now cut and placed into position. Perfect. So that's my last cut tile now set into place. I'm going to leave this to dry. I'm going to clean up all of the excess adhesive that may be still left on the cuts that I've fitted this morning. Once that's dried off, I'm going to apply a pre-grout treatment. Now this is really easy to do. It can be applied by using a paintbrush, a roller, or a light pressured sprayer. I'm going to put a coat on all over the tiles, leave this for about 30 minutes to penetrate in, then apply a second coat, and an hour later, I'm ready to start grouting. Now the tiles are sealed and dry, I'm ready to start my grouting. And the grout that I'm going to be using is the Ultra Colour Plus. It's a flexible, mold-resistant grout, perfect for outdoor areas like this. Pour the powder into a container of cold clean water and briskly mix by hand using a flat scraper until you get a lump-free sludge consistency just like this. It's easy to apply your wet grout using a rubber edge grouting float, pressing the grout firmly into the joints so there is no cavities left unfilled. Ultra Colour Plus grout is high performing and quick setting. Joint widths can range from 2mm to 20mm wide. It's also available in all manners of colours. Suitable for interior and exterior use, it can be applied in both wet and dry conditions, as well as being mold resistant. Once you've covered a small area, then you can use the grouting trowel to try to remove the excess grout from the surface of the slab, then wiping the areas down with a clean, damp sponge. And that's exactly how you set out, install and grout your outdoor slabs onto a solid concrete base, using standard tile adhesive for external use and grout. If you're looking for more inspiration, follow us on all social media handles, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to know more information about the products I've been using, just check us out on the website tilemountain.co.uk.